Hi, I'm Rebecca Goodstein, President of the Board of Directors for Kings United Way. The purpose of this video today is to provide a basic overview of Kings United Way activities to prospective board members and to provide training to current board members on basic roles and responsibilities. There are 9 basic responsibilities of nonprofit boards. Number 1, determine and advance the organization's mission and purpose. The Board of Directors' fundamental responsibility is to ensure that everyone connected with the organization, either directly or indirectly, understands the reason for the organization's existence. The mission of Kings United Way is to increase the organized capacity of people to care for one another. We work to achieve this mission through many activities. These include partnering with local businesses to allow employees to donate to local charities through payroll deduction. In addition to workplace giving campaigns, Kings United Way recruits community volunteers for affiliate organizations who need assistance in providing the needed services to our community. We also provide capacity building services to affiliate organizations in an effort to strengthen the community support for people to care for themselves and each other. To further empower those in need to provide for themselves, Kings United Way operates the county-wide 211 system and Regional Homeless Management Information System. For more information on these and other Kings United Way programs, please visit our website at www.kingsunitedway.org. One of the responsibilities of the Board of Directors is to periodically review this mission statement to ensure that the organization has clear vision and that the statement is appropriate, accurate, and viable. 2, hire the Executive Director. The Executive Director is the individual who drives the daily activities of the organization, leads the staff, volunteers, and affiliate organizations towards achieving the organization's mission. This position has the greatest impact on the development and effectiveness of Kings United Way. It is the responsibility of the Board of Directors to ensure appropriate leadership of the organization. Should the position become vacated, it's the responsibility of the Board of Directors to fill this position with an individual who can lead the organization and meet the mission of the organization. In order to ensure that this need is met, the board must do the following. Review the organization's major strengths and areas for improvement. Establish specific priorities for executive leadership. Establish clear objectives and clarify expectations. The Kings United Way Board of Directors has already prepared a comprehensive job description for our Executive Director that outlines roles, responsibilities, along with core competencies. 3, support the executive and review her performance. A partnership between the Board of Directors and its Executive Director is essential for the success of the organization. It is the responsibility of the board to ensure the following. Make sure that the Executive Director receives frequent and constructive feedback. Ensure that the Executive Director is known by community leaders and organizations. Encourage the Executive Director to participate in professional development activities that provide skills necessary for nonprofit management. Assess the Executive Director's performance in relation to a set of previously identified goals. 4, ensure effective organizational planning. The Board of Directors must be involved extensively in the organizational planning process in order to ensure implementation of the goals and objectives, including the acquisition of new resources. To succeed, individual board members must ask tough questions, expect thorough and reliable answers, and serve as a resource in areas of personal and professional expertise. Once developed, the board should review and formally approve the plan following a period of consultation and opportunity for revision at least every 3 years. Organization planning can cover day-to-day operations, annual, long-range, and even comprehensive and forward-looking strategic goals. Some critical elements of a strategic plan include statement of mission and purpose, key critical assumptions, current programs and services, new programs and services, affiliate development and retention strategies, staffing, both current and projected, Board of Directors, the size, the makeup, to ensure that it reflects current community demographics and an appropriate skill set that will help the mission of the organization. Financial projections, fundraising strategies, and public relations. 5. Ensure adequate resources. An organization is only as effective as it has resources to meet its purposes. It is the board's responsibility to ensure adequate resources are available to the Kings United Way Executive Director and her staff so that we can reach our program goals and our mission. The performance of the board and its executive is intimately linked to the board's membership and its ability to open doors, influence potentially large donors, and otherwise monitor and guide fundraising activities. Effective fundraising is one measure of the board's capabilities, commitment, and influence. Every board member should inventory his or her connections with potentially helpful givers in order to maximize the organization's potential. 6. Manage resources effectively. An important part of serving the public trust is protecting accumulated assets and ensuring that current income is managed properly. Because Kings United Way is incorporated and granted tax-exempt status by state and federal laws in order to fulfill a public need, the Board of Directors' obligations go well beyond its organization's members, constituents, or clients. There are some universal traits found with every nonprofit organization, beginning with legal responsibility. Regardless of what board members are called, they are in essence the trustees in the literal and legal sense of the term. No matter how the organization is structured or the degree of authority delegated to staff, committees, or affiliates, the board, and therefore the individual trustees, are ultimately responsible. The board has the principal responsibility for fulfillment of the organization's mission and the legal fiduciary accountability for its operations. Boards traditionally exercise this responsibility by approving and monitoring the annual budget. This annual process is probably one of the board's most significant functions because it sets in motion a host of programmatic, personnel, and other priorities. This responsibility should not be delegated to the board's executive or finance committee, as it should reflect the input of all board of director members. The board can only monitor the budget's implementation if it has clear, accurate, and timely financial reports. Monthly finance reports are prepared by the agency finance department, reviewed by the executive director, submitted to the internal committee for review, and then reviewed and approved by the board of directors. The board requires and budgets for an annual audit to be prepared by an independent certified public accountant or accounting firm. Once completed, the audit is reviewed by the internal committee and then presented to the full board of directors for approval. 7. Enhance the organization's public image. A healthy public image is needed for all nonprofit agencies. Clearly outlined achievements, contributions to the public good, an explanation for how gifts, grants, and other revenue sources are allocated are all part of this process. A written annual report is published to provide this information to the community. The executive director is the organization's spokesperson. No board member should represent himself or herself as speaking for the board or organization unless specifically authorized to do so by the board of directors. 8. Serve as a court of appeal. One of the marks of an effectively managed and governed organization is its ability to avoid having its board arbitrate personnel issues, except in the rarest of circumstances. Solid personnel policies and procedures, grievance protocols, and especially clear understanding about the executive's responsibility for hiring, developing, and releasing staff help to ensure appropriateness in this area. 9. Assess its own performance. Every 3 to 5 years, the United Way Board and its executives stand back and reflect on how the board is meeting its responsibilities. This process includes a look at its board composition, funding priorities, affiliate selection process, organizational structure, and how the agency's overall performance can be strengthened. A candid and anonymous written survey of board members' perceptions in advance of the workshop or retreat paves the way for consensus on priorities. Of course, there are other board responsibilities: assuring compliance with local, state, and federal laws and regulations, and adhering to the highest ethical and moral standards of organizational behavior are but a few that deserve mention. If you are selected for board membership, a signed code of conduct is required. Thank you for your interest in Kings United Way board membership. Please do not hesitate to contact us should you have any questions or need additional information.